ike mai runa mai o na mea puna no e o na mele
So I've been asked to teach the hula section on this class, which I had to laugh because it's probably my weakest link. But I thought about it. And at first, when we were asked about the redesign for this ethnobotany class, I thought, I've spent 8 years, getting this class just right, and now we got to change it. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought this is really gives us an opportunity to do things that I can't do with my students in a regular classroom. So today we're going to be going up Waihee Ridge because hula is about a place, it's about the plants of a place, it's about the history of a place, and each island is so unique and has their own special places for hula. I thought it would be just the most wonderful thing to take this class on each island, because I would love to go to Molokai and learn their places and where their hula plants are on their island, or Kauai. So as community colleges and other islands, we really have a great thing to be able to do. And so that's how I'm going to do this class, not as kumu hula teaching steps or anything like that, but as the plants for hula, the places where you find those plants for hula. And the uniqueness of the place, the uniqueness of the plants, and the instruments. So I think that's a nice way to do it. Yes, I'm real excited because today we're going to go up Waihee Ridge, show you the hula plants up there, like the olapa. But first of all, we're going to go around campus today, show some of the plants here on campus and some of the instruments that I have. This is palapalai. It has a neat scientific name, Microlepia strigosa. So micro for tiny, lepia for the hairs, strigosa, there's strigos hairs, there are all kinds of hairs. These are kind of stiff little hairs, but you can feel them underneath the leaf. So if ever you're in the forest and you're not sure if it's palapalai or not, you can just feel underneath and you can feel the hairs. So nice to learn the scientific names too. This is a Kino Lau bodiforma ki'iaka. And it grows, this is really windy spot here with some soft breeze, but still it grows nicely here and up in the Owl Valley, wet places. And right next to it is, but this is a beloved fern for hula dancers to adorn themselves, but also because it's Kino Lau, one of the hula deities, Hi'iaka. And Hi'iaka was one of the youngest sisters of Pele. And this is another interesting plant, Ha'uo Hi'iaka, the skirt of Hi'iaka, Ha'uo Hi'iaka. And there's a couple of legends about this one. This plant has beautiful little blue flowers, grows in the most rugged areas, and intertwines with the Urima Kappa. But one legend has Pele, who loved her little sister Hi'iaka, carried Hi'iaka around in her arms. And one day Pele put his little sister down on the beach and went. One legend has her surfing for a long time, another legend has her fishing for a long time. At any rate, the sun came up, began to burn the skin of little Hi'iaka, and this plant came up, covered little Hi'iaka, protected her from the sun. So if you listen at the end of many hula, they say, "Hey, no, Hi'iaka ka polio pele," honoring this plant and Hi'iaka, beloved in the bosom of Pele, this is how it goes. So it's nice that they're here together. This is a llama, member of the ebony family, very, very hard wood. So beautiful for hula for kala'au, the hula sticks, also copper beaters. It also means enlightenment. So it's placed on the hula altar for its meaning, enlightenment. It's also used for the fences around heiau. Scientifically, it has a neat description. Cartaceous is the name of these leaves to describe the texture of these leaves. And of course, scientists use these words so that we know exactly what the description means 500 years from now. If you write something in the language that isn't supposed to change because it's not spoken. And so Cartaceous is a word we don't know what it means nowadays because it means chart-like. So the old sailors had, their rolled up charts, and they would unroll them and read them like this. So the texture of that chart is the texture of this. So back when they wrote this, they thought, oh, everybody knows what a chart's like, but no, we don't know anymore. So if you feel this leaf, you can understand what the chart was like in the old days. It's kind of neat. It has nothing to do with Hawaiian Ethnobotany, but it's kind of a neat botanical word, scientific word. Lama means enlightenment. That's the name of this building, Kalama. That's why it was named that. So a lot of people will ask a botanist, oh, I saw this plant, I don't know what it was, it kind of looked like this. And the botanist will say to you, well, how were the leaves arranged? And you'll be like, I don't know. So it's very important though, because for instance, this one has leaves arranged alternately. So you have your stem, and the leaf goes here, 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 and here as it goes up the stem. The leaves could also be arranged opposite. So you have your stem, and the leaves go opposite each other, up the stem, opposite each other, up the stem, opposite each other. And that's more like the elev, which is over there. But they can look very similar. Plants aren't always giving you flowers and fruits, so you have to start to look at the leaves then, and how they're arranged, and the texture of them, like that. So, and then they go into the veins. Sometimes they'll say, well, what were the veins like? And you go, I don't know. You look at the veins. If they're really netted, that will show us like on Waihee Ridge, that'd be the ilex, the holly. Or they can tell you whether it's a monocot or dicot, and that's a whole other class. So, look at those things too. Then we're going to go around the corner here to look at the halapepe. This is one of the most beautiful plants you'll ever see. This is halapepe, and we're going to get a nice picture for you from the dry forest, where you really should see it from where it grows naturally. It grows tall. It's Cleomales. These are endemic to Hawaii, so found only in Hawaii. This is the Kino Lau, the body form of the Hula deity Ka'epo, and when you see the plant growing full, in all its maturity, the leaves kind of hang down, and you can just see how it's related to Hula. It also bears lots and lots of flowers, which drip nectar all onto the rocks, and it's all sticky underneath. But the birds that ate that nectar are extinct now. It's a dry forest plant, and just stunning, stunning plant. Just wanted to honor why this plant's on at MCC campus. This was given to me by Ohua Miranda when I worked for Napua Noeau, did some work for the students there. So I'm real happy to have this here on campus. And it was planted here, so when people hike up climb up the stairs, they'll be able to see the flowers someday, hopefully. This is Ule or Uule Astiamales. It's a member of the Rosaceae family, so it's the Hawaiian Rolls, native to Hawaii, but there's no thorns. Nice plant. This is growing here on campus. It gets watered and taken care of, so it doesn't bloom, it doesn't give fruits. This is not the kind of environment it fruits and flowers in. But when you go to Waihee dry forest places, or the windward slopes of Kakaloa or Kaupo, those rough, dry, windy places, this is growing like crazy, blooming all over the place. White half flowers, those kind of simple rose flowers, so fragrant. You'd be walking in the most rough, lava-ridden place. You can hardly walk at all, just lava rock crumbling black all over the place, and these white blossoms cascading down, just the fragrance all over the place. It's a magnificent plant. And it has white fruits with a purple center, so you'll read that the fruits make purple dyes, and you look at the white fruit and you go, what are they talking about? But sure enough, it makes purple dyes, so don't question what you read when you read those old things. This was also, I have kala'au, I have hula sticks made of ule. Ule from the Big Island though, so they're really thick. And I've never seen ule that thick on Maui. Maybe someone else has, but I haven't. So, interesting. It's different on the Big Island. This is alehe'e. It's a Rubiaceae. So remember the coffee family. So, where do I start? So it has little like coffee beans inside the fruits, but there's no caffeine. There's many members of the coffee family in Hawaii, but they don't have caffeine. And this flower is so fragrant. It smells like cinnamon. It's just magnificent. But I want to show you the leaf arrangements. So here we have opposite, 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 opposite. Beautiful golden red wood used for the mo'o, the gunnels of the canoes. You could just go on and on about alahe'e. There's riddles and the adze of the uplands. You can actually cut down another tree with an adze made from this wood. It's so hard. This is the la'omia. This is adopted more recent times for the uli, the featherboard rattles, for the base. This is ohe. This is the bamboo brought in a canoe. So there's no native bamboo. And this bamboo does not get invasive and does not spread anywhere. It's a clumping bamboo, it stays together. And you can see this at the Maui Nui Botanical Garden. It's very thin walled. So you can imagine hula instruments like the pu'ili made from this material would sound much different than many of the instruments made with the thicker walled bamboos of today. These are more the invasive bamboos. And these are a little bit, have a sound like this, which is lovely. But Mr. Emerson, who mentioned that this one sounded more like a murmurous, breezy rustle. So I always thought it'd be wonderful to hear pu'ili of this bamboo, the one that actually came in the canoe. This was also used to make imprint kapa designs carved into this, and some say it's more flexible and easier to use for that purpose. Also, you have the nose flute, the ohe hana ihu. This one's made from the thin-walled bamboo. This was given to me by Priscilla Millen. Thank you, Priscilla, so much. And you do it with the air through the nose, because the air through the nose is more pure. And as one Hula said today, the air through the nose cannot lie or cheat, like the breath through the mouth could do that. So it's a beautiful sound. I cannot do this. Some of my students have passed around, they do it beautifully. This is the thicker walled one. But this one has a beautiful sound. So these are the thicknesses of the bamboos. Different bamboo. You can see how thin the one on top is. This is my kala'au hula sticks of ule from the Big Island. Real excited to have them. So you would just use woods, different kinds of woods, like the kuila. This one too. This was a gift. Incredibly hard, heavy wood, sinks in salt water. So look at the beautiful fine grain on this wood, used for kapa beaters, or digging sticks, spears. But you can imagine a kala'au made of this wood would also have another kind of a sound. So depending on where you held it, it would have different sounds too. Some could be longer, some shorter. Gift from Kathy Couch, and it came from Kealoha Camacho, who since passed away. Kathy was one of my students, and she gave it to me to share with a lot of other things to share with my students. So I'm really grateful for that too. Where do you find one of these? Made with gourds, the 3 gourds, hardwood in between. Need some kukui oil, and cannot forget the cordage. Very important. Coconut cordage. Olana, another great topic, olana. It's from a beautiful plant that we're going to see real shortly up in Waihee Ridge, hopefully. Everything goes well, we'll get up there. And that's the beauty of these videos too, is I cannot show my students the iei. I cannot show my students the movement of the olapa, but on video we can. So that's a real good thing about video. one of my students made the effort of making this basket for his project. So he had to find the plant in the forest, he had to go cut the aerial roots, and he had watched the video Hawaiian Legacy with Patrick Horimoto and was inspired, so thank you, Patrick. And he soaked the roots, and then when he made the basket, it was round. And then it dried and it went into this shape. And he was very disappointed and he didn't like it anymore. And I said, it's beautiful. And this is Hannibal Starbuck. So I tell all my students who don't like their projects, I say, first of all, the point of the project is not to do something perfect. The point of the project is to go find the plant and try to walk the walk and see how it is, how hard it is to do things. And it's not supposed to come out perfect. So I tell my students, you know, it's always yours, you can always come get it, but I'll just borrow it for now to show other students. And it has a beautiful feel to it. I know you can't see that in the video, but it also, the bugs never eat it, ever. It's in a place where there's lots of bugs and they just don't bother it at all. So this is used for feather helmets, for covering bowls. This was a fishnet basket he was making, and to tie the uli uli and the hula sticks, but it's also the Kino Lau, the body form of the Lau Ka'iei, one of the hula deities. So let's go. We'll go see. Okay. So we're at the beginning of Waihee Ridge hike here on the Windward Coast of Maui, and there's a lot of history here. We're going to head up. We'll make it almost to Lani Lili place, which is about 2,300 foot elevation. We have a little rain today, but then that's part of the Pua Lili Lehua rain. And the winds and the rain are special about this place, as any place. Down below us we have Kukui Pukaheau, and the word kukui comes up a lot here. We have the Kukui Groves here as well. Up above here is Pu'ukukui, very famous on this side of Maui. There's a very high point, a lot of very rare plants up there, stunted growth and all. And Kukui too plays a role. This side of Maui has a lot of connection to Molokai as well. And there are famous groves of Kukui and Molokai, which are best explained by John P. Mikawa in his video, The Hidden, which is so beautifully told. And Molokai has Olokukui places. The Queen Keopulani, when she was a child, was brought up this ridge as escaping. She was born down too far from here at another heiau, Pihanakalani heiau in Paukukalo. And when the Big Island forces were coming over, they went this way, snuck up the same ridge we're going up, and they say a kahu carried her mom on his back, and she on top of her mom as well. So imagine this kahu, this guardian, carrying both people up this ridge. And I always think about that when we hike up, because it's a pretty serious hike, pretty steep. And then over to Kanapali area, out to Molokai, which was friendly. Later to Hana, a whole long story. Same Okamakau. So anyway, that's where we are. Gonna head up. This is ohia. This is another one of the plants put on the hula altar. This is mamo. This is the yellow flowered one. It's summertime now, so they're pretty much done flowering. They're making their seed pods. And mamo is also the name of a bird that's extinct, the black bird with the yellow thigh feathers, plucked while the bird was molting. They didn't kill the birds and destroy the birds for the feather capes. The bird was losing its feathers anyway. They plucked those feathers, put out a salve, released the bird, and that's what the feather cloaks were made for royalty, the reds and yellow feathers. So this is also a Kino Lau, one of the hula deities, Huha Ohia, and so also placed on the hula altar. Great scientific name, Metrosideros. Metro is center, Sideros is siderean, iron. So scientists recognized that it had the really hard wood, a hard red wood like iron. So this is the wood used for the images for the altars. And polymorpha, poly for many, and morpha for morphs, many different shapes and sizes. Pu'ukukui at the very top has really short ones, really stunted ones. this trail, Waihee Ridge, has all kinds of colors. It has the deep reds, not quite as deep as Big Island. Big Island, no one has, I've never seen the reds of Big Island, incredible red ohia. But reds still, yellows, and peaches, and mangoes, and papayas, and every kind of combination you can imagine. On some, the red parts of the female parts of the flower are one color, the males are another. The pistils are yellow, the stamens are red. Sometimes they're red at the base, yellow at the tips. Really incredible. So this is a great trail for ohia. Lehua is an honored name given to the first to die in battle often. And liko, the leaf tips, some of the most beautiful lei you'll ever see are just liko leaf tips. And liko also represents the beloved, tender next generation, like those leaf tips. Just wanted to give you another look at the environment. We're heading up there in the clouds, but it shows you the beautiful Kukui Groves growing here, and Makamaka Ole Falls. And around here are some more ohia lehua, and also the introduced invasive Australian eucalyptus from Australia, the guava from South America. So I just wanted to mention that they're all in the same family, the Myrtaceae family, the myrtle family. And once you get your eye accustomed to how families look, you can go anywhere in the world and start to notice that these are cousins. We have the South American cousins, the Australian cousins, here with the endemic ohia. And this is one of my hopes for ethnobotany in a bigger scale is I'm curious about, say the native peoples in Montana. What do they use their Euphorbiaceae for? Euphorbiaceae are named after a doctor in the Mauritius Islands. So scientists even recognize that the whole family is used for medicines with its saps and all. And the same in Hawaii. We have the kukui for medicines, we have cocoa for medicines. So I would like to know other native peoples what they use their Euphorbiaceae for. Is it for medicines? Is it for the saps? What are their names too? What do their names mean for those plants? So I would really like that. I could get that going. Students around the world. This is Mutton Saddle area, and I mentioned this because I wanted to talk about patterns. And patterns, you look at patterns in classification of plants, and also in kappa beaters, in kappa stamps. When you try to make a design, it's surprisingly difficult. And my hula teacher was given kappa stamps with this pattern in it that we couldn't quite figure out. It was kind of like these crosses, these X's, and one day when we were looking at this fern, we noticed that the way this leaf overlaps the stem really looked like the pattern that she was given, the Ama'u pattern. And so we thought, they must have been looking at that, you know. That's the beauty, one of the beauties of this fern. When you talk about patterns, that's how you identify ferns as well. You have to look at the sori patterns, the houses that hold the spores. And on the Ama'u, they're linear, they're like lines. Many people will confuse this with hapu'u, but underneath the sori patterns are little pu'u, little bumps. Ama'u too is very beautiful. The new fronds come red, especially Halima'u Trail in the crater. Stunning. New fronds are just red, red, red. Then they start to turn orange in the center, still red at the tips. Then they get green in the center, like this one. And still they're orange and red at the tips, and then eventually the whole thing gets brown. So think about patterns for your kappa beaters, and beautiful thing to think about. This is the tea plant, cordyline. It's brought in the canoe. So it was a canoe plant that was placed at the hula altar for its meaning, safety and protection. Whereas, like the ohia lehua is endemic, found only in these islands. This is a canoe plant. It has other names as well, la'i, ki. It's a beautiful ie. Remember the basket that my student Starbuck did. Up here, this is kind of a windy ridge, so it doesn't have any tall trees to climb up to produce the beautiful aerial roots for the baskets and the helmets. But here's the plant anyway. You can see how beautiful color that comes from these leaves. This is a Kino Lau of the hula deity Lau Ka Ie. So just let you look at it in the wind. This is Maya banana. This is the iholena one, the one the ladies could eat. Very beautiful underside, the color of it. And so we could eat 3 kinds of bananas and they were all delicious, so no complaining. This is Olapa. Olapa means dancer, and you can see its movement. If you notice the background, nothing's moving. But this one's moving, even when there's no breeze up here, which is like today, pretty much, because we have the mist. This plant's always moving. And a little bit the EAEA up there moves too. This is an amazing plant. Triginum is the species name, and it's seed. You break it open, there's 3 parts to it, triginum, and they go together like a puzzle. They're really pretty wonderful. If you break the leaf and crush it and smell it, it smells like turpentine. It's real strong. It's also used to fragrance. It's kind of a clean scent, diluted. And this wood will burn while still green, so it's used in ceremonies. And just the berries for dyes, purple berries for a nice dye. So I'm just really glad that you got to see the Olapa and see it moving, because I always feel bad I can't show my students the Olapa or the EAEA, but now with video we can. So here on this windy ridge, things grow lower. In the deeper rainforest, these are tall trees. Olapas also the agile warriors who could scale the cliffs, because this lava rock crumbles so much. To scale a cliff, you have to keep moving as the rocks drop beneath you. That's also Olapa. And many hula moves play into warrior moves as well. So this is Ohelo, actually. This is a vaccinium. This is related to blueberry and cranberry. This is different from the one you find up in the crater. This is a dentatum. So we've been focusing on the Wai'eha, the 4 freshwater valleys, famous from West Maui, Kahalawai. So we're in Waihee, and down there is where we were planting the limu, and we move along to Wai'ehu, which is where we had the hau, and farther along to Wailuku, where Queen Keopulani was born, and then you swing around to Waikapu, another beautiful place. You can see the kukui still out there climbing up the valleys.